Good day. So this birth number report is for 22 fours. 4 is stability and process. 2 is cooperation and balance. And the second 2 is also cooperation and balance. So those who are on the path of 22-4 are here to work through issues of cooperation, responsibility, and the process to establish a stable and secure foundation, achieving their goals through a patient process involving mutually supportive teamwork or people. However, since her life purpose entails special challenges, 22-4 have strong tendencies to over cooperate, giving their all, and then falling into resentment and withdraw. Their ambitions can also create blind spots, so they tend to skip necessary steps on the path to their goal. For them, failure is useful feedback if they're paying attention. When 22-4s run into problems, they need to determine which step they skipped and redo it. This releases any pattern of failure. No challenge is too great for 22-4s though, so they can break it down into small, manageable portions. For 22-4s, the double 2 has a strong influence in determining the characteristics and issues of their life path. The first 2 deals especially and almost totally with inner cooperation. The fulfillment of the destiny of 22-4s begins with their integration of conflicting beliefs, values, or tendencies. When the life of 22-4s feels problematic, they need to go back into their own inner foundation and go through their own type of therapy or other means of harmonizing their inner world before they begin to organize and control their environment. The second for 22-4s focuses on out cooperation, relating with others, honoring their own and others' boundaries, and finding the critical balance between giving too much and shutting down. Nearly all 22-4s have strong analytical and structuring capabilities. But when 22-4s use these capacities to excess, their mind whirls in over-analysis or compulsive worrying until it finally shuts down and reactive emotions or impulsive actions take over. Impulsive actions can lead to regrets. As for all 2s, balance and integration are key. The aim is to blend mind and emotions, balancing logic with intuition, rather than resorting into extremes. When 22-4s feel confused, they benefit from writing their ideas down and then trusting their instincts, following their gut feeling for final decisions. Those working 22-4 need to apply clear, realistic insight and self-comparison and compassion in confronting their issues. Otherwise, they may react to an overwhelming sense of responsibility by putting on blinders, ignoring feedback, and going into denial, leaving imbalances and problems unacknowledged. Most 22-4s have strong focus. Sometimes they're rigid in opinions, and they don't always listen well to contradictory ideas because they have so many of their own. When the double 2 and the 4 work together, 22-4s have exceptional energy and potential. How that potential manifests depends on how they align their life with the spiritual laws that are key to their destiny. With a 4 energy, 22-4s have strength, fortitude, and abundance. But if their life is to proceed toward the fulfillment of their destiny, it all depends on making the journey in small, sure steps and checking to make sure that they have established a strong foundation before proceeding. When this pattern is worked in the positive, 22 fours meet with extraordinary achievement. 22 fours working in the positive are clear thinking. They're centered people that can accomplish whatever they want to do by a process of small steps, turning stumbling blocks along the way into stepping stones. When they fail, they learn from their mistakes and do not repeat them. They have learned hard lessons, but over time the lessons have gotten easier. They have found the balance point between giving too much and giving too little. They live from a stable center of internal harmony and cooperation. They serve others only to the point they feel good and clear about their service. Relatively free of worries and stress, they allow their bodies to relax into life. Their mind focuses on the present as they plan the next small step along their way. When 22 fours are working in the negative, these individuals always seem to verge on the edge of one crisis or another. They are frequently frantic, even hysterical. They experience inner confusion and stress, making impulsive decisions and later regretting them. They stubbornly hold their course and repeat the same mistakes. Their rigid views can create anger when others don't do what these individuals think they should. As master codependents, they overgive to the point of depletion. They form intense relationships, which they throw themselves into at first, and then cut themselves off from feeling alienated and resentful. Generally impatient, they want to get everything done now without going through the necessary step-by-step process. Most 22 fours are slim, strong, and wiry, but they are sometimes overweight due to other factors such as childhood abuse or lack of good education on nutrition. They may suffer accidents because of their impulsive action or mental distraction. When they take responsibility for themselves instead of for everyone else, their health remains strong. As long as they run their life in according fashion, they don't get overly stressed. They have one of the sturdier constitutions. Since the center of their life is service and support of others, 22 fours rarely become too self-indulgent with food. For the most part, they prefer quality to quantity. Food is just something to obtain in between tasks and goals, and meals are often catch as catch can. Nearly all 22 fours do well with exercise and movements that develops flexibility, relaxation, and flow. So dance, aerobics with stretching, yoga, tai chi, or other martial arts. These practices emphasize step-by-step skill training and working with partners in a give and take way that can help balance their already strong bodies and their often rigid temperaments better than, say, weight training. As a foundation for all of their relationships, most 22 fours need to clarify their interactions with their parents. All 22 fours work with foundation energy. Their early home life represents the base on which they built. Since our central purpose brings up issues to work through, most 22 fours likely have issues to work out with one or both parents or siblings. Most people have some issues to work out with parents, but it's especially important for 22 fours, like any fours, to deal with these. This doesn't mean getting parents' approval or even agreement. but it does mean talking, sharing views, agreeing to disagree, and being authentic rather than denying or avoiding old resentments. Most 22-4s also learn much through their relationship with their own children or with their children they care for or mentor. Most 22-4s tend to take care of others and their needs in a functional manner. They tend to be highly responsible and protective caregivers, but they aren't usually sentimental, favoring practicality over emotional maturance. If, for example, their child gets a cut, they won't necessarily fuss over it. They'll efficiently clean the cut and get a bandage. In other relationships, 22-4s are generally practical, direct, confident, and forthright. To balance these qualities, they also need to take time to slow down, relax, breathe, feel, and bring sensitivity and empathy into their love relationships. Especially in this arena, 22-4s need to focus on what they really feel, not just on what they think they want or they think they should feel. In the positive, most 22-4s can make extraordinary efforts to serve and support those they love. But when the negative aspects of their strengths are activated, their emotional reactivity and strong, often rigid views of how other people should behave doesn't always make a smooth relationship. Also, since their temperament swings from over-accommodating to resistance, they aren't always inclined to compromise or to listen to others' feedback. In the positive, however, their loyalty and brightness make the effort worthwhile. Having a partner who doesn't have control issues and is easygoing helps their relationship flow smoothly. Sexuality for 22-4s tends towards the earthy, vital, and functional lovemaking. Lovemaking may be robust, but not always romantic or slow and sensual. Additionally, some 22-4s, like other 4s, have encountered forms of emotional, physical, or sexual abuse that need to be worked through before their sexual lives can blossom. Strength, persistence, common sense, and fortitude can take 22-4s as far as they want to go, as long as they're willing to go through the process to get there. They feel deep satisfaction when using their special talents to report others in service, whether within their family or in teaching, advising, and business enterprises. Their practical organizational and analytical skills help them excel in any other fields. Because 22-4s like to know what is expected of them, they generally feel attracted to anything practical with clear limits, boundaries, and measures of success. A strong quality of 22-4s relates to their approach to work and life involve issues of cooperation. After having their fill of doing what everyone else wanted or expected of them in their childhood, many 22-4s develop qualities later in life that are do it their way. Their strong orientation towards security means financial stability is a priority. They achieve it through high energy and focused work. As long as they approach their goals step by step and remember to enjoy the process, they prosper. Some keys to fulfilling your destiny and to help transform certain areas of your life. Consider these guidelines and recommendations. Make friends with yourself first by integrating your conflicting parts. Stay open to feedback from friends. Do you give too much? Stay flexible in body and mind. Resilient, not resistant. Structure your life and appreciate each step on the path. Some youth, some youth, some useful questions you can ask yourself. When you make decisions, do you base them on your authentic needs and values, or what you think you're supposed to do? Do you feel good about what you're doing for others? What's the next step toward your goals? Who do you need to forgive or ask for forgiveness? If any of these questions generate any insights, how might you put these insights into practice? Here are some spiritual laws that can help. The law of process. To reach our goals, the only sure way is one step at a time. The law of responsibility. For mutual support, we need to know when to say yes and how to say no. The law of patterns. Patterns tend to reassert themselves unless we exert strong leverage to change them. The law of honesty. To be honest with others, we must first be honest with ourselves. The law of balance. Seeing our tendencies to swing from one extreme to another, we can find our balance. Consider how these laws might apply into your life, or how you could use them. Thank you for listening. Have a great day.